Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Legit Matters with your one and only Biggxfishh. So yeah, give them. They go here one. Take it, a bye. FCRMC, yo. Straight to the matter on Legit Matters. Today we have no other than Drizzy Drake, the former Cash Money superstar, the Lil Wayne prodigy, who just gave us a surprise album. Honestly, never mind. Honestly, never mind. Drizzy Drake is an outstanding artist who has sold millions of records, who has made billions for Universal Records, who has made millions for Cash Money Records, for Bedman, for Lil Wayne, and he just blessed up with a surprise album just 9 months after releasing the very anticipated, the overhyped and over promoted Certified Lover Boy, which failed to meet up the standards of many listeners out there, including me. Matter of fact, Certified Lover Boy was a classic to some people, but for me, that was just a normal album in which I found it hard to listen to the album. Straight to the matter on Legit Matters, we're talking about heat of the moment. Right now, we're talking about Drizzy Drake, the GOAT. His latest album he just dropped, he just released, titled Honestly Never Mind. I'm going to really mind the album because the album was something I never expected from Drake. Matter of fact, Drake really surprised me because he has gone back to his singing style, he has gone back to his melodic vibes, he has gone back to the way he used to release his songs way back in the day when he came back and he took over my system, made me a fan of his. Matter of fact, Drake just gave us another part 2 of the album Take Care. Take Care was an album with won Grammys for Drake. Take Care was a very rhythmically inclined album, a soulful album, an R&B album, an album which showed the other side of Drake, which gave Drake so many female fans. As a matter of fact, Drake is trying to do that with this album too. It's just a part 2 of Take Care. But matter of fact, this album, Honestly Never Mind, is Take Care part 2 on dubstep beats, on house beats, with a little bit of techno influence, with a sprinkle of jazz inclined on the album. Matter of fact, this album is something different. This album is something I've never heard from Drake before. Matter of fact, over the years I've heard some little sprinkle of from the songs in this album, the kind of songs he released on this album. I've been listening to some of this kind of songs in Drake's previous works, but matter of fact, Drake really surprised his fans lately and just gave us something really different, something we never expected. Matter of fact, do you know who executive produced the album? Who executively produced the album? No other than the one and only Coffee, the DJ and the producer from South Africa. Matter of fact, if you listen to the album, I will advise for you to listen to the album for you to understand what I'm talking about. But I'm giving you a quick review of the album, of what I've listened to so far. Matter of fact, it really took me some real time to go through the album from the beginning to the end, from the introduction to the last track in which he featured 21 Savage. Matter of fact, the album is something I can tell you that before you listen to it, you need to have good stereo, you need to have good earpiece, you need to have good headphones for you to enjoy the album, because the album is something different that Drake just gave us. Let me run straight to the matter. Drake just gave us something different because, matter of fact, lately everybody has been doing the same thing. Everybody has been coming up with different sounds, different kind of works out here, just making the fans deserted, making the fans frustrated because they've been expecting so much from their favorite artists. Lately, Kendrick Lamar came up with something different from what he usually does. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and also Future gave us something a little bit nice, but it wasn't really accepted too much. But it was really accepted by his core fans. And also Drake too just drops his own album just 9 months after releasing the overhyped Certified Lover Boy. Certified Lover Boy was really hyped to the point that every city in which every artist featured on the album, there were billboards in this city, there were billboards in Nigeria, there were billboards in UK, billboards in America, and different streets in Chicago. Everywhere he had features on the album, there were billboards. The album was overhyped and over promoted, but to little avail. The album didn't really meet my expectations, and I was really frustrated when I listened to the album. But I think Drake is trying to do something different with this album. He's trying to make me a new fan. He's trying to make me a fan again. He's trying to make me believe that he has more in his tank. Matter of fact, I think Drake really fired his producer because, matter of fact, if you run through the list of the tracks on the album, you can see that his famous producer is one and only producer who he works with. Matter of fact, his engineer, my pardon, who goes by the name of 40. 40 is just on 2 tracks on the album, and the album is executively produced by the one and only Kofi from South Africa. Matter of fact, do you know the people who will really love this album? Do you know who the people who will really enjoy this album? Do you know the people who really love this album? Anybody from UK, anybody from South Africa, because the album is filled with house beats, is filled with house vibes, filled with techno vibes, filled with dubstep vibes, with a little sprinkle of jazz. Matter of fact, the album, I will give it a 50 out of 100. From the ratio of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, I'll give it a 5 because it's either it's not too sweet, it's not too bitter, it's just somewhere in the middle. Matter of fact, the album, to my standard, to my hearing, is something you can listen to when you're about to go to sleep. It's something you can listen to when you're probably riding slow, cruising down the lane, probably talking to your girlfriend or something. The album is some melodic, something rhythmically inclined for lovers out there. If you are a lover, if you are someone who needs a good time to relax, or probably trying to go through some literature or something, you can put on the album because the album has so many spacious beats in between the records. Sometimes the beats can play for like a minute or so before the voice comes on the record. But what I can see from the album so far that I've listened to, some of the mixing on the album is not too perfect because the sounds, they're distorting some of the beats, some of the bass, and some of the sounds on the album. They are distorted. So you need a good headphones, you need a good headpiece, you need a good sound system, you need a good stereo and good speakers for you to enjoy the album. But to my standards, the album is not too bad. Matter of fact, I really suffered at the beginning to listen to the album because of my expectations. I was expecting something different from Drake. I was expecting something probably high tempo or something really R&B or something. But he decided to give us a South African vibe. He decided to give us a house vibe. He decided to give us a UK vibe. He decided to give us a dubstep vibe, a techno vibe, and a cool, really R&B vibes. Matter of fact, I'm really impressed with Drake because for some time Drake has been trying to prove to people, something like Kendrick Lamar, that he can rap his ass off, that he knows how to rap, and he has been giving us foolish raps and stuff that I don't really appreciate. But I think with this one, I can work with this one a little bit because of the melody on the album is nice, and the rhythm is also cool, and the tempo and all that is a very cool blank album. It's something you can just listen to, but it's not really my type of album though. But it's something I can just work with because I'm a Drake fan anyway. I will just go there. I'll be biased with the album and just listen to it for listening's sake. But matter of fact, Drake really surprised his fans and just gave them something they never expected. A far left album or a far right album, something they never expected from Drake. Matter of fact, Drake has been trying to do different genres for some time. He tried Afrobeats, he tried Calypso, he tried the New Orleans type of music for My Feelings and all that. He tried the Miami type of beats. He has been doing different kind of genres. Drake is just a culture vulture, and he's just a culture appropriator. He appropriates any kind of culture he sees suits for him, and he's trying to make everything the 360 way. Matter of fact, give a shout out to Drake. I applaud this for Drake for him milking the whole genres of the world and not showing so much love. He did a song with Drake. He did a song with Wizkid, and he made Wizkid suffer so much. Wizkid made a song with Drake, and Drake never appeared on any of the videos. Wizkid had 2 videos made for the songs, and Drake never appeared on it. Only one dance, and one that's never had a video. Drake and featured Terms on the album, never bothered to call Terms, who is in Nigeria, to come over and appear in the video. These people, they just appropriate people's culture and they don't want to give them props. But thanks to Kofi and Coffee, the DJ from South Africa and the producer, he made sure he was being recognized, and he produced this album and made the album splendid for people who like house music and South Africans out there. Shout out, the claps and the applaudis for Drake for being a very smart one. Reporting live from the HQs of Biggxfishh Studios with the one and only Biggxfishh. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button and drop your comments on my review on what I have to say on the album. Honestly, never mind. You can also go to Drake's page and try to follow him on Instagram. You can buy his music, go to Spotify and stream his album and listen to the album and see what you can enjoy from the album. I'm gonna leave you out here now with peace and love. Signing out. Au revoir. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Report live with your one and only Biggxfishh. Signing out. Au revoir.